How you going? My friend Chona was telling me that her father runs a restaurant in Poblacion in the Bohol province of Philippines, and his specialty is a dish called Balbacua. Now, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. My accent probably makes it sound strange, but Balbacua. I don't know how else to pronounce it. So I thought I'd have a bit of a look on the internet and see what it was and see if I could replicate it or make something similar. Seems to be a lot of varieties of it from different regions, but the common ingredient is ox skin. Well, the only way I know to buy ox skin is in a leather belt or wallet, so we won't be using any ox skin. It also uses oxtail in a lot of the recipes that I've seen, but not all. Unfortunately, Tweed Heads area, it's pretty hard to find oxtail anywhere, so it's going to be a bit difficult to try and replicate it, so I won't bother. But I'll use it as a base and do my own variation of it. Instead of the ox skin, which is full of collagen, I'm going to use brisket, which is pretty much full of sinew and tendon, and over slow cooking that all breaks down into a soluble collagen, which gives it a stickiness that the Balbacua is quite famous for. I'm also going to chuck in a little bit of shank slices, ossobuco basically, full of marrow, so that'll add to the stickiness. And oxtail, well, I've got some soup bones, beef soup bones. I'll use them. Not as rich and flavoursome as the oxtail, but still plenty of meat on them. It sort of looks a little bit like there might be some tail in the packet. Got plenty of meat on them, plenty of sinew, so plenty of collagen, plenty of marrow, so it should end up nice and sticky anyway. Anyway, so many different variations of the recipes. Some use peanuts, some use peanut butter, some use tinned pork and beans, basically baked beans with pork in them. Well, I can't find any of that anywhere, so I'll just use normal baked beans. And some recipes even use lemonade. I won't be using that. Anyway, we'll give it a go, see how we go. I've got all my prep done, ready to start cooking now. So I've got my meats here. I've got the brisket cut into cubes, my soup bones, and my 2 slices of the shank, the ossobuco. That's all been boiled for 10 minutes. Now, every recipe I've seen is pretty consistent. Boil in clean milk water for 10 minutes to remove the impurities. Basically what you're doing is boiling out the scum. That'll help to keep your stew reasonably clear and not too cloudy when you've finished making it up. I've got red onions sliced up and some garlic. The garlic, just cloud it with the side of the knife, take the peel off, leave it whole. It's going to cook for hours, it's going to disappear. Got chopped up carrot, just roughly chopped. That's not really in any recipes, but I always like using carrot. Unsalted peanuts. Some recipes use peanut butter. You can substitute that if you want. I'm not going to. I'll use the peanuts. I've got ginger cut up into sticks and some lemongrass. I don't remove the skin from the ginger. If I was working in a restaurant, then yeah, I would, but for home cooking, no. I got tinned black beans. Now they've just been drained and rinsed. A tin of baked beans and ham. Now, most of the recipes call for a tin of pork and beans, which is baked beans with pork in it, as I mentioned earlier. Well, that's about as close as I can get, so that'll do. Tomato paste. Some people substitute with tomato sauce. You can do that if you want. It does tend to make it sweet, but help with the stickiness. Beef stock, once again, always get the salt reduced. And the famous fish sauce, that's a last minute addition, just as flavour enhancer at the end. Anyway, let's get cooking. Okay, the oil's nice and hot in the pan. I'll add in the red onion and the garlic first. Just give it a short fry off, just to start the cooking. You don't want to colour it. Just a minute or two. Put in the carrot. Stir it around. And chuck in the ginger. And the lemongrass. Just give it a bit of a crack just to bruise it a little bit, just to help extract all the flavour. It doesn't have to be too severely done, it's going to cook for hours in there. Just stir it around for about a minute. Peanuts. Tomato paste. If I can open it. Got it. Bit of a stir around. Get everything cooking a little bit. Now, the osso buco, the briskets cubes and the bones. This is going to make enough stew to last me for several days, I think. Bit difficult to get it all mixed like this, but give it a stir around. So we'll put in the black beans, all in, baked beans with ham sauce. There it goes. And the stock. Most of the recipes I've read just say add cold water. The stock's already got a bit of flavour, make it nicer. Try to stir it around a bit, mix things through much as you can. of things I forgot. Cracked black pepper. Fair whack of it. Give it a bit of spice. And a bit of salt. So now, stick a lid on it and we wait for it to boil. Righto, we're boiling now. Stick the spoon in, give it a poke around, stir it up as much as you can. Try to keep everything covered with the liquid as much as possible. Put your lid back and turn it down low. Now that's going to simmer for about 4 hours. Just come back and stir it every now and then. Now, one ingredient I forgot to mention, chilies. So they don't go in until much later in the cooking process anyway. So by the time that's necessary, I'll have pretty much all of that sliced up, ready to go in. But we'll get to that when we get to it. Anyway, not much I can do at the moment except waiting. So I'll have a bit of a clean up, chop up my chili, and be ready to see you later on. Gets easier to stir as it cooks. Smells good so far. Well, my Balbacua has been boiling away for about 3 hours now. The marrow slowly dissolving in the bone there. The meat starting to fall apart. Still got a while to go. But we'll add in the chili. As I said, using a fair bit. In it goes. Give it a stir around. Meat falling off the bone of the soup bones. Give it a bit of a taste test. Yeah, it's tasting pretty good. Getting a little bit sticky on the lips, so that's good. It's going to be nice and sticky. Still got a while to cook though. Basically, I want all the meat to fall off the bones in there. You want all the marrow to be absorbed from the bones. Yeah, it's tasting good. Probably could do a bit more salt, but we'll worry about that when it's ready. About another hour cooking should just about do it. It does take a while, so you need to start early on this. I'll just take out the lemongrass now. If I can find the other piece. There it is. Won't be much flavour left in that now. Brisket's still a tad firm, but it's definitely getting there. Another hour should just do it right, I think. Right, we'll leave it be for a bit longer. I'll leave the lid off. Maybe just reduce the sauce down a little bit. It still needs a touch of salt in it. But definitely getting sticky on the lips, which is what we want. Well, the Balbacua type thing has now been simmering away for a bit over 4 hours. Looking good. The meat has all fallen off the bone from the shin, and the marrow's all dissolved. The soup bones, well, the meat's all come off them. Any marrow there has been dissolved. I'm going to take the bones out now. Then I'll leave it to simmer for about another half hour, and then I think we'll be ready to do the final seasoning, a bit more salt and pepper if necessary, and eat. And I'm excited, looking forward to it. Right, my Balbacua type meal has been cooking for quite long enough now. Taken a while, about 4.5 hours. All the bones are out. Just going to check the seasoning, see if it needs a bit more salt and pepper. Give it a bit more of each. And pepper. We'll stir all that through. turn off the heat and we'll call it done. Okay. Bit in the plate. Got 3 different kinds of meat in there. Got some of the brisket, some of the meat that fell off the soup bones, and the bits of shank from the Balbacua. Looks pretty good. And now for the proof, the taste test. Bit of brisket there. Just come off the boil, so it is hot. Yeah, the meat's nice and soft, very tasty, absolutely beautiful. Just a bit of the sauce here now. Got a few peanuts in with that, nice bit of texture. My lips are a bit sticky already. This is good. Not exactly what I really wanted to make, but just can't get the ingredients for a real Balbacua. It is nice. Takes a long time. It is a lot of prep time. It is a hell of a lot of cooking time. If you've got the time to spare, definitely worthwhile. It is beautiful. You will love it. Catch you later.